Okay, so our next guest speaker is the Chief Technology Officer of giftcards.com. He served as President of Technology at AOL for 10 years from its early stages through 2003, where he managed a team of 3,000 tech people that supported a multimedia digital environmental of over 32 million customers. He has successfully launched and sold tech companies in the healthcare space. Prior to his career in technology, Martin completed several tour duties in Vietnam in the armed forces and worked for the National Security Agency, which sparked the interest in and success with computers and technology. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Martin Fisher.
Mic's on, I guess? Yeah, I can hear it. Okay. So I work for a company called giftcards.com. Grab that. We're located in Greentree, Pittsburgh, which is on the other side of one of the rivers. I've been with the company for 2 years now, and you know a little bit about my background. Gift cards has been around since 1999. It started off with gift certificates and then eventually got into plastics. It has its own fulfillment center and has all the technology to be able to take orders off the web, create all the data that's required to produce a plastic card with all the banking info and embossing, work with a processor on the other side to get the data back, and then move that data through a fulfillment center that actually can print information on a plastic card so you actually have a Visa card with money on it that you can use at your convenience when you want to shop. It started out as just a gift card product, simple product where you use a pre-design, put an image on it, put a name on it, Visa card, and then we produce that for you. Since then, we created a lot of other products like group gifting and pre-designed cards and personalized cards, so you can put your own photos on it. And then we got into small business cards and big merchant cards. And so we got into a lot of different products. And over the years, because this thing's been baking like this with a lot of legacy code and different hands on the code, one of the issues that we started running into with all the data we were collecting is that data became very untranslatable. It became very error prone to get to the information that we really wanted. And what we really wanted was to really get a better feel of our customers that were hitting our website and understand why they were buying this type of product or why they were buying that type of product. A very simple problem that online e-commerce companies face day to day. And when we start looking at the data that we had collected since 1999, because it had a lot of hands on it, the ETL that was done on that data wasn't really done well, or if at all. And the company matured over those years with the quality developers, because when you do a startup, you kind of just get people together, you bang something out, and hope that you can get some market traction. Then you worry about the more solid details, how to stand up a real commercial site. So we have gotten to that situation with this company. I actually have almost 40 developers in a company of 100. And so it's very heavy with technology. But when we start pressing down on this particular data, it wasn't sanitized very well. And it was mostly around the demographics on the customers is what we were targeting. So we had to then go do some things about it. The solution is that we actually used the Node.js app to basically go through all the data very quickly, since it's a very fast piece of technology. We could also keep all that information in memory, which made it even faster than using Java. And we're able to do proper ETL on the data to normalize the data where we can actually do something with it. By doing that, we had some good expected results. We had an increase in customer acquisitions year over year by a fairly good percentage, like 27%. We had organic traffic, which was always important as a driver, which is our biggest source. We strive to be number one when you search on gift cards, and that really helps to drive the traffic. But when they land, they got to have products that they really want to, operate with and be able to buy. And we also noticed that we're in the discard business as well, which is taking like a Macy's card that you get at Christmas, but you don't use it, so you sell it to a company online. They then in turn sell it to whoever wants that Macy's card. So we have that business as well. And that's another big driver that we noticed. So the results were 88% of the customers were not purchasing a second time. Almost 90% don't purchase if they purchase around Christmas. And this time of year, October, November, December, is where we do the most of our business throughout the year, is this time. 1% of the customer base was generating 20% of the revenues, and nearly no product crossover. Customers bought only one product, even if they did repeat purchases. So if I'm a pre-designed customer, I always buy pre-designed. If I go in there and buy a credit card, which is a custom card to hand out at Christmas with a picture of my family on it, sending it around to my friends and families, they only do that once a year around Christmas time. And they typically create a different card each time. So the pre-design, which we put most of our investments in, most of the technology is in creating from scratch a nice looking card. Very few people actually use it, but we probably spend most of our revenue producing that product. So we had a repeat purchase issue. And so what we did is we looked at the way that we were sending out our emails. At the time, we were using PHP as our mail client. We since then switched over to SendGrid. We also didn't do very good marketing in our emails, so we started doing more targeted marketing based on the results of our study that we did. So we revamped and automated emails to try to drive repeat purchases, have people come back. We introduced modal, which is a pop-up that comes up when you go to the site trying to make you buy and notice other kinds of products. We added customer email subscriptions to the footer, which helps because sometimes people do go to the bottom of these long screens. We added abandoned cart automated emails. So if you abort your purchase because you don't have time, you get tired, you don't like the product, we also send an email in that case. And we added automatic purchase reminders, which is always a good thing to do, but people also delete those when they see them in their emails. And we launched display campaigns to increase brand awareness. Giftcards.com, when you think of gift cards, it's really a bad name for a company because it's not a brand, it's a thing. And so it's real hard to brand things. High volume customers, farther analysis indicated high repeat customers were small businesses ordering lots of gift cards. So small businesses like a law office, a dentist, a therapist, it could be a small construction firm, HVAC. They want to give out gifts at Christmas time. They buy them, either give out rewards cards, incentive cards, or personalized gift cards with their brand on it, not some funny picture of their family. And they do that quite a bit. And as you can see by the transaction and revenues, the repeats and the one-time customers, it's 12.2% of the customers drive disappropriate business. So insight is educating consumers on other product lines should increase cost pollution for other products. Actions, we added multiple product information to customers' emails. We segmented the emails to our products. And you can see that the multiple products is still like 2.6%. And the one product buy is at 97.4%. So we're doing campaigns based on the data that we looked at in Scrub for, 13 years of data that we collected. We went through all that, and we got to this point of understanding how we need to improve our business. So the most popular product by far was the pre-designed card, and it ranked 63%. Where the discount cards were at 12%, and the custom photos, which is the credit card, was at 18%. We also do e-gifts, e-gifts are actually more repeatable at Christmas time. When people buy an e-gift, they tend to keep buying e-gifts, which are virtual gifts. But the credit cards are only usually done around Christmas or holidays. So conclusions, we need to clean the data. Data is so important. When you do any kind of, I've done 10 startup companies, and I always start with data first. And because you don't get the data, you're not going to be able to build what you want. And if you don't have clean data, meaning you do proper processes on it, like Alcoa was talking about, it's so really important to do that and try to minimize the weight of your data because you do need to move that around and it costs money to manage that. So we clean and analyze all the data we had. We use some current tools to do that. Java typically is a good tool because it's a compiled language. It runs fast, but Node.js just blew it out in terms of performance and getting it done much faster. Conversion rates, again, we're up 20% year over year. We are addressing new high volume customer segment. We're targeting now small businesses with not just custom cards, but with their brand and their logo and the kind of cards they want. And we are addressing items to increase repeat purchase across product transactions for repeat buyers. And that's all I had. I think I beat my time. Any questions on any of that? None? No questions at all? Nobody? Anybody buy a gift card? Oh, you bought a gift card. Good for you.
I also had a question. Can you talk to us a little bit about the tools and technologies you used?
Say again?
Can you talk to us a little bit about the tools and technologies that you use in the organization?
Yeah, when I came in 2 years ago, and it was sort of a flat technology organization with sort of a get it done quick, get it out the door, war room kind of mentality. Now we're a total Scrum shop. We use Symphony 2 framework. PHP, we use Symphony 2 framework, which is very much like, if you guys know anything about Ruby and Rails, very much like that framework. We use MariaDB because MySQL, it's been around a long time, it is sort of stuck. And Maria is a new technology. It performs much better than MySQL. And then we use PHP 5.5 or above, whatever the current releases are. We played around a little bit with our brochure sites using WordPress, but WordPress gums everything up because of what it does with URLs and some other things. So now we use CMF, which is a platform underneath Symphony 2 that you can use for content management. It does a much better job at that. Is that what you wanted to hear?
I was also looking at the analytics side of things. What tools do you use?
In terms of, when you say analytics, I'll talk a little bit about that. All the data that we collect, including our data warehouse data, which is our financial transactional data, our logs, and well, let me separate first. All our log information, like what we generate with our logs by code, and any server logs like Nginx or Apache or Varnish or whatever servers we may be using, we partner with a company called Sumo Logic, which basically goes through all those logs every day and looks for things that are going sideways. And we get alerts off of anything that happens in real time. And based on those alert triggers, we can put code behind it, like a bash script, so we can run something to go fix that problem, whether it's a data problem or server down or whatever it might be. We can send out alerts and address that. On the other data side, which is the data that we collect on transactional data of what people do, and also Google Analytics data, we mash all that in, mash it together, and we send that to a company called Domo. They have a website, a cloud-based system that allows you to put all your mashed up data into their site, and then you can cut through that with all their graphical tools, and it's pretty clever. The guy who created that company is the same guy who did Omniture way back when, before he sold it to, I think he sold it to Oracle. And so he's the one who created Domo, which is a really nice site for doing analytics and getting a lot of visual data back from it. You can do a lot of cool dashboards. So those two things we use. And then we also use another product called Loadstorm. And what Loadstorm will do is it'll take scripts that we write to automate somebody using our site so that we can press our site down with concurrent users up to as many as we want to spend. And what that'll do is push a lot of data through, generate a lot of data, and look for bugs and errors that we can't possibly do with 5 QA people doing unit testing or manual testing. So did that answer your question? Okay. Anything else? Anybody buy a gift card? Everybody going to buy a gift card, right? After this? Yeah.
So you talked about the financial transaction data. So I'm just trying to understand. So if Visa is asking you to have a gift card, create a gift card, you actually get the transaction data. So whenever if I start that gift card back, so that data is owned by you whenever I do the transaction.
Well, we have data that is normal e-commerce data that we're collecting. So name, address, phone number, bank, all that kind of stuff. When you do a financial trend, you're putting money on a plastic card, right? We partner with companies like CyberSource, Authorize.net. We have a lot of fraud in place and services that we use to make sure that you're a valid customer. This business gets frauded a lot. All those Target cards were stolen. We saw some of those people try to buy things off our site with those stolen cards. So it's a big problem. So we collect the data we need to collect to be able to manage the business, but customers also call in with, I can't activate the card, I lost the card, whatever it might be. So we need to be able to pull up those transactional records to be able to service those customers. So when we go in and do things like this on the data, it's de-identifiable data that we're doing. We're really trying to figure out, what are customer behaviors around the types of products they're buying and where do they live in the US. It's a national and Canada product. So we want to know where people live so that we can spend our marketing dollars right when we start targeting people in those locations. Did that answer that?
So there are other companies that will reach out to you and
I think I heard you, you say, can other people use this data?
I'm saying if companies have reached out to you, like Visa or MasterCard,
Okay,
or Target for that matter, reached out to you, see how are gift cards doing, what's the demographic, can I study the people who are using those things like that?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you do that too?
We do some of that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if I heard that right, yeah. Any other questions? Okay, thanks.